What's up, Commander fans? It's your boy back with another video.
Now, last year, I know we faced a lot of top-notch quarterbacks. I know we faced the Mahomes of the world. We faced the Josh Allens of the world. We faced the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Bradys, the Russell Wilsons, the Derek Carrs, the Matt Ryans. And even in our own division, we faced Dak. We had a few upper echelon quarterbacks that we faced last year, but I never would have thought that the D would play. Now, I didn't think the D would be as good as it was year one in the system, but I did think the D would still play solid enough, and by Taylor knowing the offense, that we would muster 10 games. But what I didn't expect was, of course, the injury-riddled season and COVID. So with all of that being said, I think the defense definitely has a chip on its shoulder, better yet, a boulder. And I think they're going to try to get it off their shoulder this year. And you could tell at the end of last year, and we always talk about the 4-game winning streak, the defense was playing better. So take that in consideration. I think a lot of that's going to leak into next year. And when you look at the overall defense, let's just start right in the middle with Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. I mean, Jonathan Allen has just been a professional since he's been here. He's been a team leader since he's been here. The guy hates losing. And, of course, he wants to raise this defensive level. And I think when you look at a guy like Daron Payne, he's basically on an audition for 32 teams. He's actually in a position where he's gonna give you a crazy effort because that's his money. The highest bidder gets him at the end of the year because we didn't take the 5th-year option, so he's basically playing for his career. So we're gonna get something out of Payne and Allen, of course. And then the young boy Fedarian Mathis, this is a kid that, like I told you, man, he's a leader. Everybody knows that. He was a captain on the Alabama defense, a pretty good team that was in the national championship game. And we can't expect no more from him but to just do as he's advertised. And I think also, I know we're going to get a veteran. You know what Ron does this time of year. This is a time of year where Ron will get us a player like a KPL or when he got us Leno or, during this year he always gets players and they always seem to work. So I'm not really sweating that at all. And then when you go to the edge rushers, Chase Young, let's talk about Chase first. Chase is a guy that he's coming off an injury. I'm not saying I'm expecting 15 sacks out of Chase because I'm not. I'm expecting Chase just to get back, trust his knee, trust the injury, and then just progress every game. Just progress every game. Now, if we get the Chase Young of the rookie year, that's going to be a plus. But if we get Chase to wear 8 sacks and he was productive, we make the playoffs, he gets hotter a little later, that's cool. But then that takes us to another guy, the freak of nature, Montez Sweat. This is a guy that's just unbelievably athletic, unbelievably long. You just see the plays that he does. He had kind of like an off year last year as far as like personal things he was going through and then breaking his jaw. So they didn't do exactly what they wanted to do. So they got a chip on their shoulder and they're ready to come out here and play. It's 4 first rounders on this D-line. It's a lot of pride on this D-line. So I expect this D-line to get busy. And I also expect one of my other guys like James Smith Williams, or maybe even Shaka Toney. Maybe even have a Shaka Toney sighting going into the second year also. Because a lot of these players are going into the second year. And they got to trust everything that's going on. And then that takes us to the linebackers. Cole Holcomb. I expect more of the same with Cole. Cole's another guy that's going to be playing for money. And Cole's another guy that, since Cole's been here, man, Cole's giving us 100% effort. We can't ask Cole to do no more than what he does for us. And him at middle, we're going to see how that works. Now, we got another freak of nature that's kind of flying under the radar, and that's Jamin Davis. Jamin is a guy that speed is still there, guys. I know some of you are saying, oh man, he could be a bust. That power is still there, y'all. The thing about Jamin was it was mental with Jamin. Even at Kentucky, he didn't come. Third year, that's when he was ready. And I think the second year in Jack's system and Ron, those are two proven NFL linebackers teaching this guy how to play linebacker. I think, like I said, it's going to be a lot of less thinking and more reacting this year. And then you're going to see that speed. You're going to see him playing with that speed. You're going to see him playing with that power. I think Jamin could have a big year. If all of that comes together, if the mental side comes together with Jamin Davis, because the athleticism's there. The strength is there. Everything else is there. It's no telling, the sky's still the limit for Jamin Davis. I still think it is. I still believe in Jamin. I still got hope in Jamin. And as we go to our secondary, man, Kendall Fuller, man, you heard what Ron said about him in the press conference. I'm not even going to go into all of that, but Kendall, he's been solid. He's been sturdy. Now, another guy that I'm expecting a lot from, and I know he has a chip on his shoulders, and that's William Jackson III. Especially after leaving Cincinnati, getting you a nice deal in Washington, and then you had to watch your former team, who was actually worse than the team that you left, end up in the Super Bowl. So the defense that you were playing on last year, that you were probably the best guy in the secondary, they actually got better. So I know from a personal standpoint, William Jackson III got something to prove. And then that takes us to Benjamin St-Juste, a guy that we seen flashes of, and we actually like what we seen. When we drafted him, we didn't know much about him, but he was as advertised. And this is another guy that got hurt. He got a few concussions. Hopefully, that concussions ain't no joke. So hopefully he could just have a season with none of those, and we're gonna see what he does. We got him working in the slot, and he's also the outside. A big guy that likes to take on big receivers, and he has a radius, man. He has long arms. What he lacks for speed, he makes up for it in length. So of course we loving him. And then at the end of the year, Bobby McCain. This is another guy. When we was going through that, it seemed like Bobby started out slow. William started out slow, even though William got a pluck in that first game. But it didn't seem like Bobby got more comfortable. That's why I'm glad that we bought Bobby back. This is a guy that I just wanted anyway, just because Bobby's just a football player. You just got to have good football players on your team. And Bobby McCain, he's just a solid guy. And Cam Curl, man. We're going to see this year, is Cam ready to take his game from a solid player to maybe Pro Bowl status. Ron believes in him. We believe in him. Since Cam's been here, he hasn't showed us no difference. So Cam can't go nowhere but up. And that's what it seems like he's going, is up. And then you got the young kid, Percy Butler, who's just unbelievably fast. This guy's, Ron already tell you he's going to be playing 50% of the snaps. And for somebody to say that about a player that hasn't even played yet, so that's letting you know, excuse me, Ron has high hopes for Percy Butler. And we can't rule out Derek Forrest, even though he's projected like a special teams player. He could be seeing some time this year. So with all of that and the way the defense played last year, I'm telling you, this defense has a boulder on their shoulder, and we're going to see if they're going to meet their expectations. And meeting their expectations is this. Like Ron says, man, you have to trust the system. Do it my way. If it fails, it's my fault. So I think this D-man is going to get back to trusting the defense, doing more of what they were doing in the first year. And we're going to see. But hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, hit that bell. More content is definitely on the way. And hell to the Commanders.